principal commercial use of calcium carbide consists of producing acetylene, a highly flammable, low-toxic gas used primarily in welding. Under the transportation of dangerous goods, it is classified as Class Division 4.3, dangerous when wet, with a subsidiary classification 9.2, hazardous to the environment. Its United Nations product identity number is 1402, and the dangerous goods placard is on a blue background. Calcium carbide is usually transported by a surface vehicle and must be contained in hermetically sealed metal containers, impervious to water and humidity that have been purged with carbon dioxide. This prevents the absorption of nitrogen from trapped air, which may enrich the oxygen content enough to form an explosive mixture. On a shipping document, it would be identified as calcium carbide, dangerous when wet 4.3, in brackets 9.2, UN 1402, packing group 2. Its appearance in industrial mixture ranges from dark gray to black and contains in effect 80% calcium carbide with the remainder lime and other impurities. In a dry environment, calcium carbide is inert, but when exposed to water or moisture in the air, it decomposes to acetylene and calcium hydroxide with an evolution of heat. It may cause serious injury to the eyes and mucous membrane. Contact with dust from the product may provoke skin irritations. Let's watch a demonstration of the reaction of the material when exposed to moisture. A sample of calcium carbide is added to water on the ground, a condition that might occur during an accidental container spillage onto a wet surface. There is an immediate reaction with the release of acetylene gas. This is easily ignited and burns as gases are released with a spattering sound. Such reaction in a large volume of material will generate sufficient heat to cause spontaneous combustion. The burn will continue until all the gas has been released. During the handling of any hazardous material, appropriate personal protective equipment must be worn. As each product has its own specifics, you must address these questions. Is a hard hat with brim necessary, one that'll drain any product away from your face? What about eye protection? Safety glasses, full face shield, splash-proof goggles? Gloves are made of different types of material, such as neoprene, PVC, butyl rubber, or polyethylene. Choose the correct material. Protective clothing is also an important factor. Jackets, pants. Keep the pant legs outside of the footwear so that no product will get to your feet, and proper footwear. Some hazardous materials may also require the use of respiratory devices or self-contained breathing apparatus. For the response and cleanup of spilled calcium carbide, the Dangerous Goods Guide to Initial Emergency Response may be referenced. It is referenced by UN identity number or by product name and identifies a guide page number to refer to respond to an incident. The guide page outlines the potential hazards of the product. Under the Emergency Action heading is information regarding protective equipment to be worn, and a guide should evacuation of the area be considered. There is information should the product be involved in a fire, a spill, or leak, and the first aid measures that should be undertaken should persons come in contact with the material. The Association of American Railroads publication, entitled Emergency Handling of Hazardous Materials and Surface Transportation, also outlines safe practices to be considered when responding to an incident involving dangerous goods. Under dangerous goods trains marshalling regulations when transported in TOSC traffic, as we are accustomed to, this product is of placard group 2. When loaded in other than a tank car, as this shipment is, It must not be placed next to engine or occupied caboose except when train consists only of placarded cars. It is also restricted from being placed next to placard group 1, placard group 3, and placard group 4 materials. All transportation incidents in which dangerous goods are involved must be reported as required by regulations and operating instructions.